Introducing Mr. Money.
Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real, cause you look so free, so let's chill. Have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Your jungle.
So glad you could join us for our main news broadcast. To present it, my name is Mubanga Chimamba. First, of course, stories making headlines. Winter Kabimba cremated by some PF members in jubilation. Taxi drivers protest demanding the immediate firing of Ratsa boss Zindaba Soko. Government threatens to repossess land acquired without approval of the Ministry of Lands. In international news, the World Health Organization, WHO, says Ebola cases could exceed 20,000. These plus many more stories coming right up. To stay tuned. Now the main news in detail. Business on Friday came to a standstill as Patriotic Front cadres marched through town celebrating the dismissal of the Patriotic Front Secretary General Winter Kabimba. The cadres, who carried a mock coffin symbolizing the death of Mr. Kabimba, thanked President Michael Sata for firing him. We have more in the following report.
Celebrations following the dismissal of PF Secretary General and Justice Minister Winter Kabimba have continued across the country. In Lusaka, business came to a standstill as troops of PF cadres marched through Lusaka district to express their joy. Their march passed from their district office and converged at the intercity bus terminus. Later, the team marched through Church Road and connected into Bujimfum Road and gathered at the post newspapers denouncing the company. Realizing the situation could turn sour, some officers within the company premises started firing gunshots to scare the cadres. After their short demonstration at the post newspapers, the cadres marched through Joseph Mwila Road, then joined Independence Avenue and made their final stopover at the Freedom Statue.
This could be likened to the PF's victory in 2011, but this is not the case. All these people are celebrating the firing of Winter Kabimba as the party Secretary General.
A prayer was then given before end speeches. Former Lusaka Province PF Chairman Davis Chama, in addressing the cadres, said the firing of Mr. Winter Kabimba comes as a relief to all party members amid applauses and cheers.
In the Lusaka Province today fully support His Excellency President Michael Sata's decision to fire former PF Secretary General and Minister of Kabimba. This decision is long overdue, but comes as a great relief to PF. Who have suffered due to Winter's arrogance and divisive leadership. Yes. We also support a newly appointed Secretary General of PF, Honorable Edgar Lungu, the party in readiness for the 26th elections. For a long time, PF was at the task as a dead and dysfunctional secretariat, which has been used to only promote the political ambition of one person instead of supporting the President Sata.
The mock coffin was later set ablaze as a symbol of putting the embattled senior PF official to rest.
May his soul rest in hell, not in peace. He must go to hell. And if he has got money, he must grab and go out of the country.
It is surprising how people have celebrated the firing of Winter Kabimba as Secretary General of the party as well as Justice Minister. Could this be the extent of how Winter Kabimba is hated? What next after his firing? Kalan Chima reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Many thanks, Muchima, for that report. And in other news, the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflections, JCTR, has urged government to increase the budgetary allocation towards infrastructure development in the 2015 budget. JCTR Social and Economic Development Programs Officer Musonda Kavinga says the ongoing developmental projects can only be completed if government pumps in significant allocations towards their completion. Mr. Kavinga cites the ongoing infrastructure development projects as projects that need significant financial allocation in the next budget. He was speaking in an interview in Kitwe at Erdingba Hotel, where the JCTR held a workshop for the informal sector on the tax policy. Superior Milling Company has announced that it intends to purchase about 80,000 metric tons of maize from farmers countrywide after the Food Reserve Agency FRA concludes the purchase of their target of 500,000 metric tons. Company Managing Director Peter Cotton says his company wants to contribute to the empowerment of farmers through the purchase of their produce. Mr. Cotton said this in Kaoma district during the launch of the company's stall in the district. And speaking at the same event, Kaoma's district commissioner welcomed the company's announcement, saying it will supplement government's efforts in empowering the farmers.
Superior Milling Company has continued to spread its tentacles across the country. On Thursday, the company demonstrated this after opening another store in Kaoma district. The opening of the store also saw the company hand over certificates to 10 women who graduated in the company's Women Empowerment Program of Food Production. Speaking during the event, Superior Milling Managing Director Peter Cotton announced that the company intends to purchase over 80,000 metric tons of maize from farmers countrywide.
As soon as Food Reserve Agency have bought their allocation, and they've announced that they've virtually bought their whole 500,000, all us millers and traders are in the market to buy maize right away. We're not closing our doors. We have to buy enough maize to last us through to the next harvest. And government have insisted that the millers play a very vital role in purchasing this year's maize. So please advise all of your farmers that when FRA have bought their stocks, do not despair, but that means there's no market. The market is with the millers.
Kaoma District Commissioner Manjolo Kaumba was guest of honor and had this to say.
Please ensure that you pay our farmers a fair price and pay them on time as they deserve this after their incredible efforts to produce a bumper harvest this season. Remember that the money you pay them will come back into circulation and even assist you in selling more of your products from this lovely new Superior Milling Depot.
And in a vote of thanks, Mulamatia Ward Councillor Samuel Chikomba called on the company to consider opening up a milling company in the district to ease the milling mill situation in the area.
My request is about the milling machine to be planted in Kaoma. So that it can be easier for you and for us also. Because we just get it in here. You get maize and then you just do it within Kaoma.
Kalan Mchima reporting for Prime TV News in Kaoma District, Western Province.
Government has warned of repossession of traditional land from investors acquired without the approval of the Ministry of Lands. Announcing the development at a media briefing in Lusaka, Lands Minister Mwansa Kapea says the ministry will not allow the utilization of any land in the traditional setup by investors without the approval of either his ministry or the president. He says government wants to bring an end to the insanity that has engulfed the acquisition of land, adding that traditional leaders are authorized to allocate land from 1 to 250 acres and to local people only. Mr. Kapea has further warned anyone against acquiring land dubiously to desist from doing so, as they risk losing both their land and money they use to acquire it.
The ministry does not allow utilization of any land in the traditional setup by investors. without approval by either the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources or the Republican President. This is in relation to customary land. 94% of Zambia's land is controlled by customary traditional leaders. Only 6% is state land. This should be made very, very clearly. No chief is allowed to sell land to anybody in Zambia. A chief, a traditional leader, is only permitted to give free land from 1 acre to 250 to indigenous Zambians. Any Zambian, could be somebody from Mpika, wants to go and settle in Senanga, the chief in Senanga is only allowed to allocate land to indigenous Zambians between 1 acre to 250, free of charge.
Just now we go for our first break, and when we come back, taxi drivers demand for the firing of Ratsa boss Zindaba Soko, plus many more stories. To stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Money. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.
Girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real, cause you so free, so let's chill. Drink with a guy.
You need to give me Max, baby.
A quality from Californian.
Thank you so much for still staying tuned. And now for the rest of the news. Public and private taxi drivers have demanded the immediate firing of the Road Transport and Safety Agency RATSA Chief Executive Officer Zindaba Soko. The drivers, who claim to be PF cadres, have accused Mr. Soko of frustrating their operations as taxi drivers. The drivers, who marched to the Lusaka State Council to seek an audience with their district chairman Mulenga Sata, were only addressed by the Lusaka Deputy Mayor Potiphar Tembo, who promised to deliver their message to Mr. Sata. Mr. Tembo also addressed Soweto market traders who had camped at the Civic Center waiting to be addressed following the demolition of their shops by a combined team of state and council police officers on Thursday night.
It seems lawlessness and disorder has become the order of the day in Zambia. This is so because it has become apparent that every person or group which feels aggrieved on a certain issue has to take to the streets to show their displeasure. On Friday, a team of bus drivers marched to the civic center with a view of having an audience with Lusaka Mayor Mlengasata to intervene in Ratsa's demand that all taxis must have an orange ribbon around them or be impounded. The drivers, who carried placards reading that Zindaba Soko, Ratsa's managing director, must go, have also accused him of blocking the drivers below the age of 25 from acquiring PSV driving licenses. And in addressing the drivers, Lusaka Deputy Mayor Port Fatembo assured the drivers that their concerns will be taken into consideration.
Problem yani ina na mveda yokamba kuti wanu ke license ati ifunika 25 years PSV imu mawena muna 18 years mawena ngo muna na 20 na 20 years ukale jikutenga 16 years so for voter that's 18 years so meaning muntu akatenga range ni mkuu right angakwatire isn't it
if was in the Basoko, you want to our opposition, he must resign immediately or he must go. We don't want this in the Basoko. He's the opposition man.
And Public and Private Drivers Association of Zambia President Majuru Josiah has come to the defense of Mr. Soko, saying he is just implementing the law put in place.
The issue of licenses and ribbons, it's a law that was passed. And demonstrating anything else cannot surpass the law. We can only sit down with them, come up with a solution, and then take this concern to the ministry, to the relevant ministry, so that it's addressed amicably.
Just after addressing the drivers, another group of marketeers from Soweto Market, whose shops were demolished last night around midnight by a combined team of state and council police officers, arrived at the civic center, also wanting to know why the council demolished their shops, which they claim to have been given to them by the PF committee running the market. But in responding to their concerns, Mr. Tembo said the council will only reason with the traders if they can produce documentation that they rightfully own the shops.
If you don't have papers, we don't want to encourage irregularities. Amina pasa mapepa ni kukansu. So, nipasa ni mapepa niende nao.
Bosi mapepa ya sana.
Let me. What we do, we don't want to talk about can without papers. We may waste your time. So, through my chairman, my paper made on Kabires. Sizambo Campo, so what I'm sorry about that. On Monday, bring the papers. So that you own validate Yama papers. Ngatisali valid nishoni puto ya ime. Because you have the right to go to council and make formal applications. And the council should give you that land.
The council on Thursday around midnight demolished 46 illegal shops constructed around the bounded wall of the new Soweto Market. Kalan Mchima reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
ZESCO says the installation of the 360 megawatts generators at the Kariba Dam in Siavonga district will help reduce load shedding in the country. ZESCO Public Relations Manager Henry Kapata says the installation of the generators will help Zambia become a giant in power provision in Southern Africa. Speaking to Prime TV News in Siavonga, Mr. Kapata says the utility company will work to see that power is ever available in the country. He says ZESCO Limited has experienced a lot of load shedding in the past, and the new generators will help stimulate economic activities in Siavonga. Mr. Kapata further says ZESCO Limited often gets comments about load shedding, and the company will now see less of that following the installation of the generators.
360 megawatts is such a powerful attribution to this effect, because you may have noticed that several corners of this country have been experiencing a load shedding to this effect. And so when you have an extension of such a project to another project that is currently existing, the President of the Republic of Zambia commissioned the generation number 5, And so today we are seeing generation number 6 active. So this in itself means that more power for ZESCO, encouraging all sorts of investments in this area, not only in this area, but several parts of this country will be able to benefit from this facility. So this means that we are headed towards the right direction in making sure that we reduce this issue of load shedding. Our aim is, of course, to make load shedding become a rumor.
And just now we move to a bit of business as we take a look at how the kwacha is trading against other major currencies as compiled by Prime Television. We'll now go for another break, but still to come is some international and sports news. Keep watching.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
And now for the rest of the news. The World Health Organization, WHO, says the Ebola outbreak in West Africa eventually could exceed 20,000 cases, more than 6 times as many doctors know about it now. A new plan to stop Ebola by the UN Health Agency also assumes that in many hard-hit areas, the actual number of the cases may be 2 to 4 times higher than is currently reported. The agency published new figures saying 1,552 people have died from the killer disease from among 3,069 cases reported so far in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea and Nigeria. At least 40% of the cases have been reported in the last 3 weeks, and the UN Health Agency says the outbreak continues to accelerate. Libya's Prime Minister and his cabinet have resigned to make way for a new government based on parliamentary elections held in June, a government statement has said. Abdul Al-Thini's cabinet said on Thursday that it had resigned according to Libya's constitutional rules to allow the new House of Representatives to form a government based on all parts of society. The House of Representatives replaced the General National Congress in June, but was forced to move to the far east of the country to escape a month of street fighting in the capital, Tripoli. Armed factions, mainly from the northern city of Misrata, expelled from the capital a rival group from Zintan and have pushed to reinstate the previous parliament. And just now we have a roundup of some more international news courtesy of Al Jazeera.
US surveillance aircraft are flying over Syria to spy on Islamic State fighters. President Obama has given the go-ahead for unmanned drones and other aircraft to track fighters who control parts of Syria. US warplanes have recently attacked Islamic State fighters in neighbouring Iraq. The Syrian foreign minister welcomes international support but says all efforts must be coordinated by the Syrian government.
Syria is ready to cooperate and coordinate on regional and international levels to fight terrorism, to implement the resolution of the UN Security Council in the framework of respecting the sovereignty and the independence of Syria. Taking into consideration that the Syrian government is representing Syrian sovereignty, any effort to combat terrorism should be coordinated with the Syrian government.
The United States and NATO allies are condemning airstrikes by the United Arab Emirates and Egypt in Libya. They're being urged to stop interfering in Libyan affairs after anti-government militias were targeted. Another car bomb explosion has killed several people in Shia Muslim districts of Baghdad. On Monday, another series of car bombings killed dozens of people in Baghdad, as well as in two towns south of the capital. Now, the deadliest attack was by a suicide bomber who blew himself up amongst Shia worshippers as they were leaving the mosque. Fighting against Islamic State rebels continues across Iraq, as well as attempts to help civilians. The Iraqi army has evacuated women and children from the besieged northern town of Amali. The UN said action was needed to prevent a massacre by Islamic State fighters. The presidents of Russia and Ukraine are due to meet in Belarus. Petro Poroshenko is meeting Vladimir Putin after he dissolved Ukraine's parliament.
And finally, in some sports news, Super Sports has introduced media fan games for media institutions aimed at promoting football in the country. The games that will be played annually seek to bring journalists together. The first games were played in Lusaka at the showgrounds, in which 8 media houses participated. The Post newspaper team have since been crowned as champions after beating other teams in the tournament. And as we come to the end of the news, a look at the headlines once again. Winter Kabimba cremated by some PF members in jubilation. Taxi drivers protest demanding the immediate firing of Ratsa boss Zindaba Soko. Government threatens to repossess land acquired without the approval of the Ministry of Lands. And in international news, the World Health Organization says Ebola cases could exceed 20,000. And that's all we had for you from the main news desk. Of course, for more of these stories, you can visit our website on www.ptvzambia.com. My name is Mubanga Chimambo. Enjoy the rest of the viewing.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Money. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.